So, hello to everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome.
Hello.
Up top in your camera, you've got Peter, that's me, and then Mike right down below me. He's right down here on the camera, right there. And if we find Brian, who's missing in action on
Yes,
us,
sir.
oh, there he is.
I know. Sorry. Just
There he
keep
is.
He's back.
interrupted by. Just keep getting interrupted with
That's all right.
family issues. So.
I was gonna say, if you're back, so, Brian, you can out there, and you can throw your camera on as well if you feel like it. With those interruptions.
Oh, sure. Because I'm looking so good today. What the heck?
Oh, well. and he's modest, so I like it.
There you go. So start and stop.
Let's find his camera here. There he is. Here it comes.
There he is.
All right, let's see.
So let's see here. What do we got?
Let's get. It's a little tricky for me to position everything. We're going to upgrade our technology here soon. But, there we go. YouTube, you can see everybody. Again, Peter at the top. Right below me, we have Mike, and below him, we've got Brian. It's like get a few more of us. We can start playing some Brady Bunch going on.
It'd be like, yeah.
Hollywood Squares.
It'd be like one of those
Hollywood Squares.
All right. Well, let's take a boo here. So BA made an interesting move today. Kind of broke down as what I had observed when my swing traded video on the weekend. I looked at it. It lost that sort of 133 level on Friday. So it did break down, and I didn't trade it, but some other people in the room caught that. But then it's kind of done a reversing candle here. Low was 124-ish. I was actually expecting it to come down to about 120. But it has done a bit of a reversal candle here today. So maybe it gets some footing. 124 is a level to trade against it. Wow. ECL, I really didn't think that had much in it, but there today. GDX, I took sold my gold, rest of my gold position this morning.
Didn't do much today, so hopefully you got a good price on it.
Yeah, kind of decent at the open there. So I think it's going to be maybe doing a bit of a pullback here. I'm hoping it will, so I can get back into it. So I'm waiting for a little bit of a pullback. Tilray had a nice move today. Of course, got that one on Friday. And TNA is definitely breaking out. If you look at the, if you want to look at the daily chart there, had a really nice breakout day today.
Sorry, which one are you looking at?
I'm looking at TNA.
TNA.
The symbol.
Got it. Just to be clear. Wow.
Yeah,
it's been a steady climb here today as well.
Yeah, it's been a nice mover. If you look at it on the daily, bring up the daily, you can kind of see why it looks really nice there.
Yeah, breakout from 2025 or so.
Yeah.
2030. Yeah, I see that. So it's got a big gap to fill if it goes back up, but still, it's lots of room.
It is. It's good. Huge.
Lots of room if it goes.
Yeah, it could easily run some more here, and it might be worth taking it on a pullback, taking it long.
How's the VIX doing? I know Norm is eagerly watching it. Oh, it's getting close. as he said, I think he called it. It's almost into to shaving range, so he gets to shave his beard when it drops a little bit more here.
Yeah, VIX is interesting. It's you can see it's dropping, and even on days that market has been going down, it really has had some challenges going higher. So this is pretty typical after you get these radical sell-offs in the VIX. If you remember, the TVIX, which is trading at $200 right now, was actually trading at $1,000. When was that? That was about three weeks ago.
Yeah, March the 18th, 19th. Yeah.
Yeah, high was 1,089 on. Well, wait a sec. That's
No, it's exactly 1,000
yeah.
on the 18th.
Sorry, I'm way too far back here. Yeah,
Like exactly 1,000. Wow.
yeah, yeah. It went exactly to 1,000.
Interesting.
Yeah, crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So today
Yeah,
it's more or less been the inverse of the market, which I mean, it's not an inverse of the market, but usually when the market is strong, the volatility drops, and when the market is weak, your volatility goes up. But
yeah.
let's see. All right, what else have we got here? What have we got? We've got 23 minutes until the close. See, AMD is shooting back up on me again here.
Yeah, AMD, MU both shooting up.
Oh, ARCT. This could be an interesting swing trade if that's news just came out. Wow, yeah.
What's the news
It's
on
really spiked up.
ARCT, Brian?
But that's something about Dan just posted that or far back. That must have come out this morning because we had a pretty big spike up here.
Right. I see that now. Yeah.
This is, yeah, it's nice.
Later,
Nice
pilot
move.
fish.
Good move. There it goes. See a pile of fish.
The other sector that moved pretty good today were all the casino hotels, MGM, Wynn, Las Vegas Sands. In the morning, they had some pretty good moves. Not sure if anybody caught them. I know they weren't originally on our watch list.
LVS had a good move, yeah. MGM.
$4 move out of LVS. Wynn did pretty well too.
SPY is continuing to track higher here.
Yeah.
This is amazing. It's just
Oh, Disney's been up. Huh.
Yep.
Look at Disney has really just been up all day.
All day.
Somebody called out Disney this morning, and well, when was it? Actually, it was around 12, just before 12:30. Let me show you here in a 1-minute chart. And I was looking at it and said, oh well, let's see if there's a trade in it. Look around 12:30, right here. And then it did this drop. So moving average is here, drop below, but then it's complete V reversal. And I saw that pattern. I said, no, I do not want to trade Disney today if it's going to make moves like that. And sure enough, it did another one here. And, like every time it dropped, it seemed like it's doing these drop and pops. So not, if you had more guts than me, you could have possibly taken it, and say, okay, well, if that's what it's going to do, then I'll trust the pop and I'll take it long. And I mean, you would have been safe from this point on, wouldn't you? But you could have taken it all the way up here. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. But I didn't like it. Well, I haven't taken any trades this afternoon. I've just had my morning trades that Gonna live off of.
Interesting. So just had a pretty large call buying on the June, it's an Apple, the June 17, 290 calls. That's 2022 though.
Oh,
It's quite a ways
2022? That's quite a
Yeah.
ways out.
Yeah, that is a ways out there.
At what, 290? That doesn't
Yeah,
make any sense.
290 calls. It's kind of it's close to the money. It's
Yeah.
it's not really that far out. I don't know what premium they paid for those. For a 2.69 or 2.6 million premium, so they would have paid. It's 282 right now, so $8 a share, $7 a share roughly, plus whatever they paid in the premium. But
Zoom has settled down here after the morning excitement. Their Zoom's announcement that they have now an encrypted version 5.0 out there doesn't seem to have had a huge impact on the stock. As you were talking about earlier, Brian, we've got a couple of earnings after the close, but nothing huge. Nothing. Most of the exciting ones are all tomorrow, either before the markets or after the close.
exactly. I guess a lot of people that got the PPP money were public companies. Some heartburn about that.
Yeah, there's some. You had some blowback, right, about which companies. Wasn't it? Was it a burger chain, Red Robin, or somebody that had to return?
Shake Shack.
Shake Shack.
Actually, I don't think
Yeah.
they actually returned the money. I think they said they were going to keep it.
Oh, I thought they then said they were going to return it. But
I don't. Yeah, maybe. It's funny. I know and mRNA, which have been the big movers for the this virus thing, are both down today. Roku looks like it's going to push right through into the close here. What have we got left here? We got just over 15 minutes.
See if MU wants to make that 45.50 run.
and you, yeah.
The asks have been getting bigger and bigger. It started off with about 300 today in the morning, and then this afternoon it's gotten up to 767 now.
Drop this here. There's some volume sitting up here on the level 2. Oh yeah, I see 767 that you were just talking about.
Right there.
Yeah, we'll see if it hits that. It's only got 15 cents to go. 15 minutes to
It
do
just
it.
cleared 45.30. There was another big set of orders at 45.30 that it cleared. So probably have a little bit of a pullback now and see if it can continue.
All right. Boy, AMD is just that V reversal. Beyond is moved up, still hasn't gone back over 100, but Beyond is looking similar here. It popped back up.
Well, CKPT is just got flagged by Benzinga. Not sure what's going on there. Just scalped it through $2.
Wow.
I've got a mention on CNBC.
And you said you took a scalp on it, Brian?
Yeah, it was trading around $1.80. It just took a small size. Got it at 210. It looks like it's going to go higher. It's hard to say. It's one of those CNBC pumps that it won't last.
Yeah, it's already not lasting. All right, I'm not finding anything I personally want to take into the close here. Mike, were you just watching MU, or did you decide to take some shares in that for that?
No, I was
45.50?
just watching it.
I'm just watching it. Okay.
Yeah. And that's for my earlier trade where I was looking for this to get up to 45.50 earlier in the morning before it reversed on me. So when I saw it pop up again above VWAP, I wanted to see if it can make it up there or not.
I hear you.
So we'll see. Because I watch MU every day, so be interesting to see where it opens up tomorrow at.
Have any predictions?
Uh,
Put you on the
it's been
spot.
going sideways. My hope and desire is that it's below 45.50, because then I have the opportunity to get back into that trade.
Right.
See if they're still there. Because like AMD grind up, but MU's kind of been consolidating on the daily until it broke out today. Or it didn't really break out. It's still kind of within its range, but
Oof. We'll take the opportunity, guys. A couple reminders of things that are happening in the Bearable Traders room this week. Tonight we've got a class with an onboarding class at 8 o'clock. Carlos will be leading that, so if you're new to the platform, it's free. You just have to sign up on our website. We will not market to you. It's just an opportunity to get a feel for the platform and maybe just an initial introduction to the environment if you're not a member. But anybody can join, so look for that on our website. If you're already a member, you just have to join in the classroom. Tomorrow we'll do our, Eamon will be doing his trade review as he does at noon all the time on Tuesdays and Thursday. You can see it there listed both times. That'll be live on YouTube as well, so hopefully you can join us. And all our members, bring your trades. It's always a good opportunity to see how Eamon assesses them. He has gotten very, very good at reading the charts and give you a good perspective on it. And then Wednesday, we've got our success webinar that's going to be 8 o'clock. So speaking of that, let's take a look at that. Our success webinar is going to be a fantastic one with Dr. Steenbarger and Mike Bellafiore from SMB Capital. They're going to be talking about how you learn in a trading community, and Mike will provide some insights as to how that works at a prop or proprietary trading firm, specifically as he's the co-founder of SMB. I'll tell you about his experiences there. We do these every week. So that's this Wednesday. Next Wednesday, Andrew himself will be delivering a class, which would be a fantastic one, on how to use moving averages for short-term trading. So these classes are available to our members, our lifetime members only. So it's a great opportunity to become a lifetime member if you're not, and you can take advantage of those classes. And if you're thinking about it, then you can take advantage of a 40% off coupon that we've got here. Use the code EarthDay. You get 40% off our one-time payment option. So there you go. If you just want to join and check us out, use the code PREMARKET24. PREMARKET24 all run together, and you get a $24 1 week all access to the class, the trading room itself, and you can trade with us all day for that week. See if it's for you. It gives you a good, cost-effective way just to see if this is the room you'd like to trade with. The other thing that we do is we regularly have psychology activities and modules. And maybe, Mike, you can tell us about it yourself because you've got one coming up tomorrow night.
Yeah, so tomorrow we'll be talking about the proper psychology, basically thinking in probabilities and where your mind should be, whether you should be focused in on your P&L or in on the process, and what are some techniques that can get you through that and kind of readjust how you think and look at trading. And then the following week, we'll have Dr. Katz will be on how to maintain balance. And what we mean by that is through the ups and downs, through the swings, when you're up in a trade and then all of a sudden you're down in a trade and then you're up and then you're down. How do you maintain your emotional balance through that process?
Always valuable because it doesn't matter how long you've been trading. Finding that balance is not as easy as you'd like to think it should be. At least not for me. So thanks for that. Oops, there you go. Just a few notifications. On YouTube, we had a question from Trader J about what indicators I have displayed. So Trader J, I'll just mention them all quickly, and if you need to go back over them, let me know. What you're seeing on the chart is a bunch of moving averages, so I'll start with those. Moving averages, I'm going to have a 9 and 20 exponential, a 50, 100, and 200 simple moving average. I also display on the chart a couple of automatic indicators with the pre-market high and low, as well as the highs and lows of the previous 2 days. On my chart, I've coded them so that the previous highs are big dotted lines and the previous lows would be smaller dotted lines, so I can differentiate between them. The last thing is the dark blue line, which is the VWAP for me, and that's the volume weighted average price. And that's the last thing on my chart, and that's really it. Everything else that you might see flash by in different charts might be daily levels that I'm setting. Those would be purple lines on my chart. But that's it. Those are the indicators that I use. Well, maybe I'll mention down below, you can see I've got a volume section, by the way. I've got the average volume, which is a light gray line. Might be hard to see, but it's in there. And then this purple line is the RSI. I don't really use the RSI much, but being that I threw it in that section of my charts, I've just left it. It doesn't bother me, so maybe one day it'll be very useful to me. So, but for the most part, I frankly don't use it much. All right. The EMA cross T, yeah. So if you've got DAS Trader Pro, the way you would set that, you go into Study Config. So right-click on any chart, go to Study Config, and then you're looking at, it's right at the bottom, moving average pair is what it's called. So what would I do if I select this? The moving average pair would pair two moving averages. So then you have to go into config and set them up. So I'd probably set this to be like a 9. You know, for me, I used to put it on the 9 and 20. So I would set it something like this. Exponential, exponential, 20. Right, I like to have all 4 indicators. I'd make them consistent with my color coding, blah, blah, blah. Here we go, and green, that's my green line. Anyways, so that would be roughly how I would set them. And then you can actually, once you put that on your chart, I could then delete the 9 and 20 because they're going to be there already. And you can see what it's done now is it's added arrows every time those moving averages cross. A green arrow when the 9 crosses over the 20, a red arrow when the 9 crosses downwards over the 20. So that's how it works. I took them off my charts just because I had... it has an alarm feature with it, and I'm using a beta version, and I couldn't turn the darn alarm off. So you play this alert sound, it kept coming back on every time I reloaded my platform, so I eliminated them off my charts for the time being.
Anybody
and
see
Shlomo,
anything?
oh, sorry, Shlomo, yes, my VWAP, I do use the pre-market values in my calculation. 5 minutes. MU is stubbornly not going to break 35
No, they
even.
just
Like,
no.
it's just moving dead sideways.
I think it's just gonna stay right in there.
Yeah, with 4 minutes, it's not likely to go very far. But
Brian, Peter, did you see anything for earnings after the close? I didn't see anything.
well, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. There's nothing, nothing major this afternoon. Most of it is all tomorrow morning or tomorrow after the close.
Yeah.
The
I
only
noticed
thing,
tomorrow morning there's 3M, which should be interesting.
yeah, and one of our
Yeah, I
members
think,
was talking about 3M, and it's actually it's had a look at the move up today on 3M. It's just sort of slow grind up.
To me, the one interesting one will be cat. Be interesting because that kind of gives you a sort of their guidance is going to give you kind of a view into the global global industry of drilling and oil exploration and construction and all sorts of stuff. So it'll be I think cat will be kind of interesting. UPS should be interesting too, and that's before the market opens. I mean, I would expect UPS to have a pretty strong quarter given all the deliveries that are going on.
Well, yeah, and you think like 3M, we've seen that rise. You've got to think that they're going to post good earnings because they would have had their normal quarter plus all of this, as the major mask manufacturer on the planet. Surely they're.
But I think the problem with that is 3M. That's just sort of one of their many businesses, and I did
it's a
so I
major
think
part.
I can't remember. I thought I had somebody was listening to something about how it's not necessarily a huge part. It's not like the only thing they do.
Mm-hmm.
So see, Ainu is sort of coming back up a little bit here. People are 2 minutes to the close.
It's a good point, Brian.
Sorry.
The more I think about it, their coatings division I know is huge, and a lot of their sort of industrial products. So it could be that those have taken a hit because those orders could have been slacking off as there's not as much just business activity going on. So could very well be. But a lot of that, like we've seen with other companies, may not hit this quarter. So it may be one of these where they built that into their forward-looking guidance. So what may be more interesting than their earnings may be what guidance they choose to give the market for the next quarter.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. So a lot of stuff selling off here. Zoom's selling off. Natty is going higher. NAT. They're loving the Nat.
Spy selling off.
Gotta like that.
You gotta like the Nat, hey?
Gotta like the Nat.
There's a $2 candle on Zoom.
$2
on the 1 minute. Yeah. Nice little down and then right back up.
Drop and pop. Yeah, I know it's getting a little crazy into the last minute here. People are trying to figure out whether they want to hold things or not.
30 seconds left. We'll see. MU is heading up. Can it do it?
Yeah, I think we're getting 45-30.
Yeah, the bid isn't moving up. The ask was, but the bid wasn't following. So
I think it's gonna. I think it'll come before tomorrow. I think it'll be above 45.50 at
Interesting.
least
So
to
a
start with.
yeah,
little bit of profit taking into the close here. Yeah, there we
there
go.
we have.
Roku held up
There's the bell.
pretty nicely into the close.
Yeah. Well, there's the bell, as we said. So nothing going on there. Said tonight, if I look at earnings, there's nothing that is coming out right after the close. NXPI can sometimes be interesting, although I've never. I think I've only traded it a couple of times, but they only release at 5 o'clock, so we don't expect a lot out of that. What else we got? PPG.
We got
Not normally
Keurig. I mean, people are got to be drinking a lot of coffee and Dr. Pepper.
Caffeine fixes are going well out there, you think? I don't know.
Caffeine fixes, yes.
Yeah. I can't say I don't think I've ever traded KDP. So
Well, let's just see. Let's see. I just got KDP up right now. It's not really anything.
no. I think PPG is supposed to announce right after the close. I don't see much going on with that either.
Going in happening. FF5 networks. Uh, I didn't notice that. It's LK resumed and then halted.
What? Let's see here.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't see when did this happen? I don't see that.
When did it happen, David? But I do notice that. Look at this. I did notice that the bid ask changed a little bit. Used to be 430, 450 or something like that. Now it's 388.4.
Yeah, I don't see, there's nothing on my charts since the 6th of April when I originally closed. So
Oh, news, yeah. I did see some news just recently on Benzinga about it. Where did it say that? It said something back here about how there was something going on with the Chinese were doing an investigation or something like that.
Yeah, they're
China
doing.
market regulator inspects Lunken coffee. Yes, it's on Benzinga.
Sanmina's announced. Oh, Sanmina. Let's see. They missed heavy on earnings.
What's this one?
SANM. Sanmina. They're you know them. They're a high tech, I don't know, engineering firm.
Haven't dropped that much.
Big volume. Not like
That
traded
spread is horrible.
280,000 shares today, so not a big trader. Nothing going on there.
CN, I see CN is just reported for all you Canadians. Penny short, dollar fool. What is it? A penny short and a
Pound. What is it? Penny wise, pound foolish. Isn't that the old expression?
there you go.
Or a dollar short. A dollar. No. Something in a day
yeah.
short. A dollar. Yeah,
two
I can't remember.
bricks short of
A couple of fries short of a Happy Meal. A day late and a dollar short. Thanks, Casey. I was getting stuck in my head.
Actually, it was funny. I worked for this construction company that we were doing a demonstration for some big client. They were building a big sign out in front of the place, and someone didn't order enough bricks, and literally we were 2 bricks short. And the CEO was there, and I never forget. Just came over and he looked at the thing and he just said, "You all short 2 bricks." So, embarrassed.
Always
Made a big
short.
impression.
Yeah.
Where okay, so where did CN go? CN study ES 122.
Your mic's going weird again, Ryan.
What were they? Doesn't say. Oh, FFIB is popping, right? 5 networks.
Yeah.
Earnings and revenue beat. So we got
It's 5
we got a
below.
price. We got a level on 5 networks of about 150.
There we go.
SPY is continuing to sort of leak off here.
FFIV. Mike, was Brian's microphone going weird for you too? Just checking.
Yes, it was.
Okay. Again, I don't
Yeah,
know why it
it's
only happens to us
cutting it in and out.
in the afternoon, but
Oh, is it okay now?
no.
It's not okay.
No, like see
That's
that
strange.
that you just said was fine. The previous statement was not fine. So I don't know.
It is weird because it works fine during the open. It just seems
Yeah.
to be something to do with. Wow, man.
Biogen. Just following the news articles here, Biogen announced $3 billion in unsecured notes. We got FFIV, as Brian mentioned, which has reported. A couple of things here that are IMMU. Looks like they've announced a secondary offering, so that makes sense. Their stock dropped after they announced that. No big volume on anything though after hours.
No,
Like we said though,
nothing.
even the volume during the day was down quite a bit, so it doesn't seem like there's a lot
Yeah,
of
there was all the volumes seem to be pretty low today.
yeah.
Let's just let's take a look at some of the. Let's take a look at some of the indexes, how they performed today. You're right. SPY volume really dropped off today. It's been dropping off pretty much. You can almost draw a line, ascending line from middle of March. And each day the volume is a little bit lower on the SPY, which gives you pause to wonder how much longer this rally can continue. We had a pretty good day on the transports. The Dow, again, sort of low volume day. Small caps were the ones that actually, and that was the one I flagged on the weekend, is the small caps were the ones I thought they were going to rotate into, people were going to rotate into, and had a pretty good day today on the small caps. So So it'll be interesting what Love has to say. Southwest Airlines, LUV, they are reporting tomorrow.
Are they the first airline to report?
I believe so. Don't
Yeah,
quote
that will
me on.
definitely be.
Love is more of a. It's very. It's more of a domestic carrier. I don't even think they do anything international. So I don't think they'll be. Obviously there are domestic flights, albeit they're very, very limited. So it'll be interesting to hear what they have to say. But I think their volumes are probably down 50%. Their passenger loads. See, look at that, Dr. Pepper. They're giving guidance. It's looking good. What's not to like about Dr. Pepper? They're actually they're not very far from their from the hot we started to sell off 950. We're not really that far away from that. Love does go to Cancun, eh? Okay. Maybe they are doing a little bit of offshore stuff. They're not going there now, obviously. Look at Discover Financial CEO says travel charges were down 99%.
Wow.
You can't get much lower than that.
No.
No, Love reports tomorrow. How low can you go? I would like a Dr. Pepper. No, I don't play earnings reports.
It's like gambling.
It is. I mean, seriously. I mean, yeah, you're secretly a Texan, or secretly want to be a Texan. Okay. No, if you've read my book, one of the things I stay away from is trying to bet on any kind of events, and those are earnings, because you just don't know how, you could even if you could see the sort of the financial numbers, if you could get a peek at them and trade illegally or trade inside information, you don't know what the CEOs or the CFO is going to come out and say. I mean, just like we're getting all these earnings reports now, the earnings reports aren't that bad, but it's really what is the CFO or the CEO going to say about guidance going forward? And as you know, the stock market is supposed to be a future forecast, an earnings forecasting tool, not a rear view mirror thing. So yeah, it just feels like too much of a bet, if you decide to take a position on a company before its earnings. That's just my view. I know people do play earnings, and a lot of option traders, have all these fancy strategies for playing earnings as well. They do credit spreads and calendar spreads and all the rest of that stuff. And really, they're basically kind of betting on a direction. Not to say that's not it's just a strategy. It's not right or wrong.
Yep. All right, Brian, Peter, I'm gonna get out of here and go on a run in this beautiful weather I have out here right now.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, no, it's yep.
So, Thank you to everybody in the chat and everybody out there on YouTube. Have a wonderful evening, and looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow.
See you, Mike. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the day. I'm gonna drop off here too. Not much else to see, but we'll see everyone in the room tomorrow.
All right. I think I've been talking.
Yeah, we'll see what the market brings.
Indeed.
Peter?
I think I've been talking on mute this whole time. So, yes, indeed. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Take care, everyone.
Bye now.
Bye.